Next we'll go into the chuck eye roll. And as mentioned before, at retail we really only did steaks and roasts for merchandising, but what's happened over the years is the beef carcasses have gotten bigger, and now we end up with blade steaks and roasts that are this big in diameter. I'll be in the retail stores and I'll see guys that are cutting really not roast but thick steaks and calling them roast. Or sometimes they'll take the chuck roll and they'll cut it in half and then roast both ends. By breaking down the chuck roll into the EMS Blade Pak, now we're back to types of meat that are now good portion sizes for roast. But in the chuck eye, starting at the rib end break, there are some very tender muscles here, and one of them is called the splenius muscle. That's also found in the rib eye. And that's that small cap-like muscle in the rib eye that is the most tenders. It actually ranks number 3 in the tenderness ranking on the beef carcass. Just a little bit about the ranking. We have obviously the beef tenderloin is the #1 ranking in terms of tenderness. Number 2 is the flat iron or top blade muscle, which we've seen based on studies in the last little while out of the shoulder clod. Number 3 is the splenius, as just mentioned, which is found in the chuck eye steak. These are being called Delmonicos at retail. And then number 4 is the serratus ventralis, which is also known as the Denver. And number 5 is the multifidus dorsi, which is a muscle also found in the chuck eye. So in the chuck eye, we've got 3 muscles that are ranking in the top 5 of the meat carcass. So here what we're going to do is we're going to make a roast, a traditional pot roast, out of the neck end of the chuck eye. And next we'll start doing our boneless blade steaks, which again is a more reasonable size now for the meat case. So here's our pot roast. But not only can we now steak these as boneless blade steaks, if we cut these down the center, keeping the fat to one side, we can make what's called country style ribs with this cut. To merchandise a country style rib, you've got your steaks cut in half. You turn them 90 degrees and merchandise so that you can take the full effect of the marbling characteristics of the chuck eye. So we've got boneless country style ribs that we can braise ahead in the oven and then finish off with our favorite sauce on the grill.